Hi, I am Pooja Dubey. I am the founder of Global Writers Academy, an author, a writer, strategist, and a coach. A couple of days back, I was reading an article by Times of India. It was an article from 2019. It was talking about the content writing industry. What it said was that content writing is a great field to be in, and it provides many opportunities to both freelancers and writers who work for organizations as employees. There were some figures given in the article. It said that if you want to become a freelancer, your starting point can be 15,000 a month, and you can earn up to 50,000. For jobbies, it was mentioned that you can earn anything between 20,000 to 40,000. Well, when I read those figures, I wondered. From 2019 till 2021, a lot of things have actually changed, and the figures were not exactly telling the truth. Because the truth is that 15,000 is not the minimum, but 25,000 is for people who are freelancers, and 50,000 is not the upper limit. In fact, it's the average today. More than average, most of the writers who have 2 to 3 years of experience are easily earning something close to 80,000 to 90,000, and upper limit is well above a lakh. For people who are at jobs, they are earning between 8 lakhs to 10 lakhs if they have an experience of more than 4 years easily. So actually, the limits have increased. Yesterday's maximum limit is today's average, and the minimum limit is nowhere. Isn't that exciting? That content writing world actually gives you so many opportunities. But sitting at home, you can earn so much as you can do by going and working for 8 hours in a company every day. The same amount of earning you can get from just working from home. And that's exactly what I have been doing for past 12 years. Things have changed. I have literally seen the world of content and writing change day by day, month by month, year by year. But many writers actually have complaints even today that they're not able to get enough projects, or they're not able to sustain their living just by writing. You know why this happens? Because these figures that were reflected by Times of India are actually right. But these figures are for average writers. The figures that I just told you, those are achievable very easily, but they are only and only for smart writers. So if you want to go into the league of smart writers, only then can you expect this kind of earning. Now, what is the difference between an average writer and a smart writer? Well, let me tell you. An average writer focuses on words. A smart writer focuses on thoughts. An average writer gets a title from a client and a brief of what is to be written in that, and he starts producing. A smart writer doesn't need that. A smart writer gets only the objective from the client. The titles and the briefs are actually suggested by the writer. Client selects them, and then the writing is produced. An average writer is an average researcher who will just read a few articles and then combine all the information and rehash it. On the other side, the smart writer is very good with research. She or he would know what to research, why to research that, and how to weave it into a story which is concrete. A smart writer will only repurpose content, will reproduce the ideas in good, nice language, but a smart writer will tell stories. The content is going to be original every single time. When I am writing for my clients, I don't have to even worry about plag. New writers actually have to submit a plagiarism report to their clients. I have never submitted a plag report to my clients for past, I think, 7 to 8 years, because if I'm starting from scratch, if I'm not writing everything original, why do I need to worry about plag? So smart writers never have to worry about plaque. They can simply say on the face of the client that you don't have to worry about the plaque because it's an original idea that I have come up with. Okay, so if you want to earn really well from writing, you have to turn yourself from average writer to smart writer. But there is one big challenge here. Average writers have this tendency to, just use what they know, just use the skills they already have. They are not open to learning. Even after having experience of 2, 3, 4 years, 5 years, they're just doing. And they're just working like any other professional who could be doing a job, and keeps on doing the same thing over and over and over again for years together. They're not growing because they are not learning. You can become smart only and only if you're open to learning. I have personally taken more than 100, and I mean it, programs on writing. I have read more than 70 books on writing. I have learned so much. The reason why I could turn myself from an average writer to a smart writer was only and only because I was quite open to learning. Now, let me tell you how you can become a smart writer today. Your journey, if you start today, first thing you have to do is shift your focus from thinking about words to thinking about thoughts, basically, ideas. You don't have to think in terms of words. You have to think about ideas, because while the words are beautiful things to play with, but the concrete thing, something that impresses your reader, are not just words. Words are only the tools of presentation. What impresses your readers is actually the ideas, the thoughts that you're using. So, first thing, change your focus from language or words to thoughts and ideas. Second thing what you need to do is, you don't have to rehash or reproduce content. Don't just say what you know or what the world already knows. Don't just keep telling them. Make stories, create something original. And for doing this, you have to first start thinking about what is that reader wants. Most writers actually think that readers love to read. Frankly speaking, most of the readers don't have patience left to read. They don't read more than a paragraph. How can you be so sure that if you're writing something like a 700 words article, they are going to actually read it? No, they don't read it unless you give them something they are actually looking for, and they are not looking for words to read. They are looking for stories. And in non-fiction arena, they are looking for an experience. If they're happy reading your lines, if they are, surprised, energized, or, overwhelmed, if there are emotions that your readers are feeling, there is an experience created. And that's when readers would love to read you. So when writing an article, you don't have to produce words to read. You have to produce an experience to feel. So again, change your focus from creating words to creating an experience. Fourth thing that you have to do, you have to become not just a writer who knows how to use language well, but you have to become a person who gives your clients more than just language skills. You have to become a learner, a researcher. And why? Because you have to become a subject matter expert. I'm an expert in the B2B writing arena, and there's a lot of opportunity in the B2B world, and the writers are really very few. It's like this market is actually booming, and you can find new projects almost every single week. I get inquiries every single day actually. I cannot take on so much inquiries, which is why I got into this training arena, and I'm trying to prepare more writers so I can expand my business to the level I want. But you should understand this, that if you want to get into a professional writing arena where you don't have to worry about, I'm not getting right projects, I'm not getting enough clients, I'm not getting enough income, you need to become smart. You need to not just become a writer, but you have to play multiple roles. You have to become a good researcher, and you also have to become a subject matter expertise. And suppose you don't know subject really well, you always have the capacity to learn about it, read about it, understand, talk to the client, and then produce something like an expert. You may be writing for the client, but understand this. When your article goes on a website, the readers of the website do not read this thing with an assumption that some writer has written on the behalf of this company. No, the image will be produced not for you but for your client, which means they are expecting that this article has been produced by the company that has experts in the field. So if you're just writing, that's not enough, because when you're writing for companies, they need to show their expertise. How can you show this expertise without becoming a subject matter expert? Now, this may sound a little challenging, but believe me, it's not so. Because if you are a learner, if you are an explorer, if you are a good researcher, you can always learn about anything. When I started my career, I started with academic writing. I used to write on education kind of stuff, and then I started with IT. I started writing on IT stuff. Then one day I got a project on fine arts, about paintings, and I had never touched any painting in my life. I was pretty bad at painting. So of course, I wasn't a subject matter expert, but that didn't mean I could not take up that project. I actually took it up as a challenge. Every time a new project came that I had no clue about, I would start literally learning. Once I wrote a case study for AWS, and I had no idea about cloud technology. I understood what cloud technology was, but exactly AWS services, I didn't know much about. So what I did, I actually called one of my friends who was working with AWS, and I asked him how the services work, and he explained me the entire framework and the infrastructure, how they create. Besides that, there were some free courses available from Amazon for their clients. I went to the portal and I actually attended one of the programs to understand what is AWS and what are these services. Then I was able to so well understand these that I actually interviewed the developers in the company, and while they were talking, I was able to understand everything they were telling me. These were like hardcore developers, they were technical team, and I was a creative person, I was a writer. Now, only and only when I understand my client, I can produce something which is really valuable for them. So when you are tackling any writing project, do not treat it as something that you have to just write, just express in words. You don't have to do. You have to give them value. You have to give the value to your client, and you have to give the value to the readers of the clients, because the purpose why you have become a content writer, the purpose why people are paying you for content writing, is not that they want more readers. They want to sell their products, services, and solutions. And without showing your expertise, without creating an experience, without pulling the strings in such a way that your readers grow from being prospects to becoming customers, they are pushed ahead in the sales funnel, you're not doing a good job. And that's exactly why your clients could not be paying you more. If you're able to do this, if the client doesn't have to depend on their own team to come up with the titles and the ideas, if they can depend on you for titles, for ideas, for outlines, for production, for subject, for research, if you can become a one unit that produces from idea to final publish ready article, where they don't have to burn their brains to explain you what you have to write, then you are a smart guy. And then you never have to worry about getting projects or earning only through writing. Writing is a wonderful field, it's creative, but like any other profession, it needs you to learn. Now with this idea, actually I started this academy, Global Writers Academy, in 2019, actually 18, but I became active in 2019. And I have been taking sessions online. For that, I have created a mobile app, GWA Online Learning. Every Monday and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. I'm actually delivering these lectures for free, completely free, because I'm on a lookout to find writers who are really passionate and they want to get into this field. So if you also are a passionate writer and you want to become a smart writer, do join my sessions. You just have to go on the Google Play Store and download my app, GWA Online Learning. You can search and then start learning. Before I leave, I would like to tell you one thing, that I also take programs. I teach my students, and the objective, my objective is not just to tell them, not just to give them practice on how to become better with words. I actually intend to make them smart enough, which means after anyone passes from my academy, you're not gonna go into that league which was defined by Times of India, but you're going to get into this premium league where your starting point is going to be 25,000 and the limit is nowhere. So if you want to learn more about what we do, what I do, you can check out our links. You can just search me also. Just Google Writer Pooja Dubey, or just Google Global Writers Academy, and then you'll find all the details you require. Download my app from the Google Play Store and you can start attending. My next session is on how to write a horror story. So if you are aspiring to become a story writer, and if horror is kind of genre you would be interested in, please join my app, and I'll see you there. Thank you.